let's actually go back to what the Thinking Atheist said on one of his videos. Do you religious people really believe in what you believe, or you just want to believe? Because I'm looking at hearing all these stories about these preachers, deconversion. Bob Ripley, preacher for 30 years. So this makes me wonder, um, if all these preachers, these preachers that are starting to lose their faith, especially this guy after 30 years, um, you know, because when you're a preacher, you preach the word of God, right? You believe in everything, the whole book, the whole enchilada, everything. And then, and this guy, he loses his faith after 30 years. He's no longer a preacher. It took 30 years for him to come to terms that there's no God. For 30 years. Wow. That's crazy. So if these preachers are losing, you know, um, maybe, after 30 years, did he have like money issues? And, because remember, when you go to church, it's all kind of all about the money, right? Money for God, right? So, um, I'm thinking that, the religious churches are losing their business, because the atheist is taking over, right? So the churches are losing their business. I actually read that people don't go to church and people are lying about going to church. It's really down significant. So I'm wondering, after 30 years, Bob Ripley, he deconverted, after 30 years. Wow. Because, when you're a preacher, you're preaching the word of God, you believe the whole thing. So I'm thinking, like the Amazing Atheist says, these people that, who are believing their faith, don't actually really believe it. If these people are losing their faith, you know what I mean? They don't really are not believers, and I think even of these apologists, they want to believe. And, it's, Thinking Atheist makes a good point. These people, don't really believe, you know. And the ones that do, it's all a scam. It really is. And that's why people say, tax the church, because they have like the Heal the Christ, but they have like this thing you hear in the ear, and you hear all these, they have like all this history of the people, of the illnesses, and then when they, and that's already been exposed. And then when they say, how'd you know that? How'd you know I have cancer? How'd you know that? Because they have like a hidden earpiece. They actually think it's like they're psychic. It's all a scam. We found out they tried with the ESP, and it says it's not possible. ESP, um, you know, telepathy, ESP, all this stuff. It's